What's going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Matt, the Misfit. This is your Friday night SmackDown review for August the 2nd, 2024. We have the final show before SummerSlam, and we have a new WWE Tag Team Champions in the form of the Bloodline. We have a new match stipulation added to the main event of tomorrow night's pay-per-view event. We're going to talk about that much more. Please hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe at youtube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Follow the social medias, Pile Drive for Pulse on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, the audio outlet, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Now, before I get into anything, I'm not going to go over the Logan Paul controversy because that's not the place to talk about it here. All I'm going to say about that, and this is the only thing I'm going to say about it, fuck Logan Paul. That is all. I did hear something, though, and I'm going to talk about that when we get to the Logan Paul segment. And I'm going to go over a newer, predictions, I'm going to do my predictions again because I know I did them on Monday, but I'm going to do them again here so I can talk about it here. So, yeah. There's also some AEW news that I'm not going to get into this week. Actually, this week. I'll get into it on Sunday's show for the Pile Driver Pulse, as well as some news on Stardom's 5-Star Grand Prix. We do got confirmation that the 5-Star Grand Prix this year will be streamed in its entirety this time around. The opening round, or the opening show, the opening round, whatever you want to call it, and the finals will be streamed on pay-per-view, and the rest of the tournament will be streamed on Stardom World. So which means everybody gets to watch the tournament in real time this time around. Julia is starting up her farewell tour for Marty Gold today. She's going to be doing her tag match with, I think it's Mai Sakurai. She's going to be teaming with Mai Sakurai. She's going to finish her Marty Gold and Japan excursion, if you will, on August the 19th, where she will take on Mai Sakurai before heading over to WWE, where it's heavily rumored that she's going to challenge Roxanne Perez, possibly at No Mercy. We'll see what plans out for there. Not a good week for Clevelanders, especially one Johnny Gargano. I'm not as mad as about this as I was the Jey Uso beating Ilya Dragunov thing. Not as mad as that. Why? Because I saw it coming. We're going to talk about that right about now. We started the show. First of all, we started off the show with the in-ring segment with the main event of SummerSlam, which is Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes comes out, asks Cleveland what they want to talk about, and then revises his question. Asks who they want to talk to. Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline. The fake Bloodline comes down to the ring. Solo demands Cleveland to acknowledge him. Cody tells Solo it's not easy to do what he's done in regards of becoming the new quote-unquote tribal chief. He admires what Solo has done from afar, but when the bell rings at SummerSlam, Solo will find out that he has nothing to lose while he has everything on the line. Solo asks Cody if he's done and tells him that he's wasting his time. What the fuck did you come out there for then? Says that he's running out of patience like Cody is running out of time as the WWE champion. Sure, boss. Sure thing. Cody says he's not done, then says Solo has self-appointed himself as the tribal chief, while he's undoubtedly the WWE champion, whatever that means. Says if he loses to Solo Sikoa tomorrow night, he can't repay the debt he intends to towards Randy Orton and Kevin Owens if he loses. Solo points out that Cody keeps mentioning his Bloodline rules match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Says he's rather dangerous than weak. Says that he will show Cody just how dangerous he is tomorrow night. Then challenges Cody to a Bloodline rules match. Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa make their way to the ring. The ring. Solo tells Tonga Loa, I ain't fucking scared of you. Tells Tama Tonga, we got history. Not a lot of people know about it. I'm talking about the days in the Bullet Club. But I'm not scared of you. And he looks at Jacob Fatu and says, I ain't scared of you, you dumb son of a bitch. I would not be surprised if I'll get into that though down the line. All that stuff. He accepts the Bloodline rules challenge, which means shenanigans, and I'll talk about that at the end when I get to my new what's the word I'm looking for? Predictions there. He says, Cody tells him that, Solo doesn't have to fight his family, but defeat the tribal chief. And he says, since the tribal chief isn't here talking about Roman Reigns, he'll settle for the wannabe tomorrow night. So there is that. Final segment. I love the little jabs from Cody to the Bloodline. Makes, obviously Jacob Fatu is the real tribal chief here. Tama Tonga, I love the callbacks to their days in the Bullet Club, and Tonga Loa is just there, happy to be there. Unfortunately, so then we got another great match between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. This is great, back and forth here. These two have great chemistry. If we're gonna get a best of 7 series match out of these two, I'm all for it because these two killed it last time they had a match. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I got a lot of other things to do, unfortunately. So Carmelo Hayes trips Andrade, brings him back into the ring, over the top rope with a DDT. Carmelo Hayes ascends to the top rope. Andrade intercepts him, joining him up there. Andrade hits a superplex on Carmelo. Back from break, Andrade fires up some chops on Melo. For the next, a forearm. Hayes looks to fly off the top rope. Andrade sends him crashing to the outside. Andrade delivers a moonsault off the top rope. Moonsault to him off the ropes to the floor. Andrade gets Hayes back into the ring. Charges him into the corner for the Meteora. Looking for the Meteora, that is. Melo sees him coming and sends him crashing into the mat. Goes for a pin. Andrade kicks out. Andrade sends Melo crashing into the mat again, sends it to the top rope. Looking for it to land the moonsault. Rolls out his patented moonsault, rolls out of the way, and it hits the second moonsault standing. Trademark maneuver from Andrade. Melo kicks out, looks to land a code breaker onto Andrade. Andrade avoids it, clinches in the figure 4 leg lock. Hayes crawls to the bottom rope to break the hold. The pair deliver a pair of super kicks to Andrade. Does Melo Hayes. Ascends the top rope, looks to fly. Andrade moves out of the way, sets up for the message. Hayes avoids it, rolls Andrade, grabbing onto his trunk spot. Andrade reverses the call for the win. Andrade gets the win here. Again, great match. These have great chemistry. If there's one match I would go back all your way to watch on the show, it would be this one. Yeah. We go to the gorilla position. We see Legado del Fantasma. They're hyping up Santos Escobar for his match with Apollo. I almost called him Andrade Apollo. I tried to say Andrade and Apollo at the same time. Apollo Cruz, Angel Garza, who I believe just re-signed with WWE not that long ago. By the way, speaking of re-signed, we'll talk about him in a little bit. Basically, all this number one contenders bullshit here. This was nothing but a squash match here. Poor Apollo Cruz here. Santos Escobar gets the Phantom Driver for the win. Nothing really to talk about here. So we're gonna move on. They're gonna unfortunately hear from Logan Paul. Nicholas unfortunately tries to introduce Logan Paul as Cleveland's own. He talks mad shit about LA Knight. He gets a banner thing and says, yeah, on it. LA Knight comes in and he says, well, hold on a second. He's like, before we get into any of this here, you're not even from Cleveland. You're from Westlake, Ohio. And this says tomorrow night will be the worst day of Logan Paul's life. He'll get him another banner. Banner looks for it. Ask pretty delayed about a banner. They go on about their musical thing. Finds Logan Paul's hydration drink Jeep and drives off with it. Now, so this is funny. Okay, so LA Knight went on to Twitter. So the stupid shit with Logan Paul yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I wasn't on one of those two. Anyway, he tried to go with whoopsies, right? And LA Knight got into the car, and he's fucking videotaping himself having a joyride, and he messages it with "oopsie." It was fucking hilarious. Go watch it. Go look it up on LA Knight's Twitter page. That shit was funny. I just thought that was funny. So I'm hoping to God LA Knight gets the win here. I've heard some things. I said, based on the reaction from the talent and a lot of the PR people in WWE after the comments that he made about the Olympics boxing match, I said, don't be surprised. Where did I say this at? I said, one of the guys I've talked to when it comes to sources told me that don't be surprised if Logan Paul gets punished and is squashed tomorrow in his match with LA Knight. There's a good chance that tomorrow's match with LA Knight and Logan Paul is a squash match. I'm just throwing it out there. And if it is, fucking deserved. Fuck him. So we have the Unholy Union, because before this we had Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. They're talking backstage, and in the back here you can see Blair Davenport on the phone texting with somebody while Jade and Bianca are getting interviewed here. This is for the tag team titles, women's tag team titles. The match itself was not really that important because no one cares about the women's tag team titles. So at one point, Belair delivers a spine buster, a springboard moonsault onto Alba Fire, goes for the pin, but Isla Dawn breaks up the fall. By the way, I love the fact that me and Isla Dawn share the same birthday and year, which is pretty cool. Jade pulls out Isla Dawn from the ring, delivers a super kick to her. Alba Fire rolls up Bianca back in the ring. Fire kicks out. Blair Davenport, which was important here, appears from the ringside, crashes, or takes Jade Cargill, crashes her into the ring steps. She causes the disqualification. The Unholy Union retained the tag team titles. After the match, Blair Davenport and the Unholy Union attack. So apparently the bad guy is again, which is weird because a few weeks ago they were sort of baby faces, but we've had two turns in factions in WWE this week, which is which is awkward. But they attack Belair in the ring. Cargill looks to attack the trio. Ooh, excuse me. But they send her crashing into the ring post and the announce desk. And so there is that. So I like that they're finally having something for Blair Davenport to do, because she has been stuck in purgatory on SmackDown, not really doing much. She lost her first match during the Queen of the Ring, and so it looks like at some point we're gonna get Blair Davenport, Isla Dawn, and Alba Fire versus Jade, Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. I would absolutely put that match on the pre-show for SummerSlam, because you're doing a 3-hour SummerSlam pre-show. Add some matches during that pre-show. But if they don't end up calling this group the Blair Witch Project, what the fuck are we even doing here? That's all I gotta say with that. Tiffany Stratton. Oh, before the Tiffany Stratton. Oh, excuse me. Let me put my drink here. We've seen a video package for the Women's Championship match between Bayley and Nia Jax, which I'm somewhat looking forward to, because I want to see what happens there. Bayley was not on the show this week, unfortunately. I should be getting ready for her match tomorrow on SummerSlam. So then we go to Tiffany Stratton, who was upset and hurt by her briefcase getting destroyed 2 weeks ago by, I believe it was Bayley. We see Nia Jax walk into frame, and she hands her a new briefcase. It's customized, pink, and all that stuff. Which is, we haven't had a women's. I don't think we've ever had a women's briefcase that was customized. I do love the fact that under Triple H, where you've gotten more customizable briefcases. Of course, we saw Damian Priest get one eventually when JD McDonough brought one in there. We got one now with Tiffany Stratton. Can't remember the last actual customizable. Brock Lesnar had one, but other than that, I want to say the last good one was RVD's. One in 2006, but yeah, I like it. It just fits her character. And will she try to cash in tomorrow night? I will talk about that when we get to the review, or not the review, the predictions here. Main event time. DIY, unfortunately, defending their tag team titles for the last time against the Bloodline. I've already spoiled it here. It was Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, the actual new Gorillas of Destiny, as I put it out on Twitter. Tonga Low is just there, so is Solo Sikoa. The match was actually really good. I enjoyed this because it was with the better fucking wrestlers, if I'm being honest. I guarantee you this match probably would have sucked if Tonga Low was in it. It is so wild. Thinking about this here. We had a main event championship match on SmackDown for the tag team titles with DIY, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. It's insane to see that. But, at one point, Tama Tonga delivers a reverse DDT to Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano, who got the walkthrough entrance, which I love that. I love that little camera angle they did doing the walkthrough, walking to the ring thing. I feel so bad for Johnny Gargano though, but again, 2 count from Tama Tonga, who Johnny Gargano kicked out here. Chomp at one point, tags in, does some stuff there, all that stuff there. We get to the end here as Jacob Fatu gets tagged in. Solo Sikoa, who's out there doing some stuff here, locks Johnny Gargano. He clocks Gargano. Tonga Loa lands a reverse DDT. Our Tama Tonga, like I mentioned here, does the reverse DDT, goes for the pin. Gargano gets a 2.9999 kick out. Jacob Fatu fires stumps off of Gargano in the ring, holds up the one symbol with Tama Tonga. Tonga Loa holds up the one on the apron. No one cares about him. Gargano clocks him, delivers a tope suicida on Tama Tonga on the outside, then delivers a reverse Harana onto Jacob Fatu back in the ring, but Fatu quickly recovers, delivers a Samoan drop. I believe at some point Tama Tonga tagged in, not Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu somehow at some point tagged in. Ascends to the top rope, delivers a beautiful moonsault, hits Gargano 1, 2, 3, and Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, who've only been with WWE for the past 4 months now, 4 or 5 months, have already won championships. And crazy. It wasn't even like, 6 months ago that Tama Tonga was Tama Tonga not even what was it? Not even like, I want to say, what was it, 6 months ago? He wasn't even like, let's see, New Japan. I believe he was, and not even 6 months ago, he was like the never openweight champion. Right? I want to say that's the case. And at the beginning of the year, man, was the fucking, not even 6 months ago, he was the never openweight champion. Of course, he lost that title to Evil, but and now he's the WWE Tag Team Champion along with Jacob Fatu. Which is weird to say that too, by the way, that the Gorillas of Destiny, that the original Gorillas of Destiny, Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, are in the same group together, and they're not even in the same company. Or not, they're not even the same. They're not even the tag team champions. It's crazy to hear that, man. I feel bad for Johnny Gargano though. That does suck quite a bit. But we're on to SummerSlam here. Big night now ahead of SummerSlam. Go over the new card for SummerSlam. Well, it's not really a new card. It's just one match change, I guess, here. So, again, 7 matches. We'll find out if any more matches are going to be added on Saturday. My hope is that Chad Gable has an open challenge, and fucking Uncle Howdy comes out there and destroys him. But if not, we're going to have to wait for the Wyatt Six to have their first match on Monday Night Raw. Because, obviously, we know that Loomis, Gacy, and Rowan are going to take on Gable and the Creed brothers on Raw. Also, I believe there was another match announced. Oh, Dakota Kai and Sonya Deville is also next week, so there's that. Now, let's go into the matches. Instead of going through the tough matches first, let's get the easy ones out of the way here. So, LA Knight challenging Logan Paul for the WWE United States Championship. I hope to God that Logan Paul loses the championship tomorrow. I'm still going to stick with LA Knight. I would not be surprised if it is a squash match after what happened with him. I really do think Logan Paul should be getting punished for his actions on social media this week, because he had to take the tweet down, and it says a lot when one of your coworkers, of the people you work with, have to come out and call your ass out on stupid shit. So I'm gonna go with LA Knight to win the United States Championship. Sami Zayn challenge defending the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker. I'm going to go with Braun Breaker here, but again, I would not be surprised if Sami Zayn retains here. Because there is something to do here. I don't know how long Braun Breaker is going to keep the championship. because he got that program left over with Ilya Dragunov. So I think whoever wins this match is going to face Ilya Dragunov in Berlin at the end of the month for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm going to go with Braun Breaker there. Bayley defending the WWE Women's Championship against Nia Jax. I'm going to go with Nia Jax here to get the win here. I think normally personally, if this was 2020 Nia Jax, or if this was like 2018, 2019, 2017, 16, whatever year it was of Nia Jax, I would have been like, this should be Bayley all the way. But since Nia Jax came back to the WWE, she's impressed me. She seems like she cares more, and she's put in the effort here. I'm gonna go with Nia Jax here. I think Nia Jax should be rewarded for, her giving a shit about stuff. So she's put in the work. She's actually had really good matches since coming back. She had that great match on day one against Becky Lynch. She had the great match with Lyra Valkyria in the not the Mayhem Classic, the Queen of the Ring finals. She had that great match with Rhea Ripley at Elimination Chamber. I don't think she was on WrestleMania, but yeah. So I wouldn't be. She had a great showing in the Royal Rumble too. So I'm fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Nia Jax, but I am gonna say Nia Jax isn't gonna leave Cleveland as the women's champion, because I do think they're gonna do it 2 years in a row, like they did last year with Io Sky. I think they're actually, well, I'm gonna stick with Nia Jax, but there's a good chance that Bayley retains the championship. Nia Jax beats up Bayley so bad that then Tiffany Stratton comes out and cashes in the briefcase and wins the WWE Women's title that way. And then Nia Jax can chase Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany Stratton could become then a babyface in that regards, because then people pop every time she comes out. She gets a babyface reaction. She's over. So I would pull the trigger on a bit. You know what? I'm changing right now. I'm saying Bayley retains. Tiffany Stratton cashes in after a Nia Jax beatdown, and Tiffany Stratton is going to walk out of Cleveland Brown Stadium as your new WWE Women's Champion. All right, now we got those matches of the way. It's time to go for the tough ones here. Damian Priest. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep that one in a second. Yeah, I'm going to go with that next one. Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. When Gunther won the King of the Ring, I was immediately like, yeah, Gunther's going to win the championship at WrestleMania, at SummerSlam. I don't feel that way anymore. After a few weeks, I gave it some thought, and I think Damian Priest is going to retain the championship. I don't even think Gunther's going to leave August as the world champion. I think there's more money at this point in a Damian Priest Finn Balor world title program than it is with Gunther as the world champion. Right now, Gunther should, if I'm booking the Royal Rumble next year, Gunther should win the Royal Rumble next year. Then win the title at WrestleMania from Cody Rhodes. That's what I'm doing. I think I'm picking Damian Priest to retain here, and I think we're going to get, because in order for this whole breakup thing to make any logical sense here, because if they do Damian Priest versus Finn Balor as the feud, why the fuck am I going to care? What is Finn Balor going after? What does he get out of this? He doesn't get the world championship because it's going to be on Gunther. And they're not turning Gunther into a babyface. So I'm thinking Damian Priest retains. And then they kick out Damian Priest after SummerSlam. And then we do the Damian Priest Finn Balor program. And Finn Balor, to me, Finn Balor should be the one to take the title off of Damian Priest, not Gunther. Gunther should have took the title off of Seth Rollins, but we'll get to Seth Rollins later. I think we're going to go into Damian Priest versus Finn Balor at Bad Blood for the World Championship. And with the Demon, by the way. And I think Damian Priest is going to lose the championship to Finn Balor at Bad Blood. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go with Damian Priest to retain here. Liv Morgan defending the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. This is Rhea Ripley's first match back since WrestleMania, where she defeated Becky Lynch to retain the Women's World Championship. Of course, she did not lose the Women's World Championship. She had vacated due to her shoulder injury caused by in kayfabe. Actually, technically, even though it was in kayfabe, it was legitimately because of Liv Morgan. They've brought this back so far here. I'm off and on with it. It's fun. It's not gaining my interest here. I just don't care for Liv Morgan as world champion at all. And I don't really care for her, but she's probably going to retain here. But again, I will not put it past Triple H to give Rhea Ripley the title back. I wouldn't give her the title back yet. I would let Rhea Ripley win it back at like Bad Blood. Rhea Ripley is going to win the women's championship back. And it's going to be at Bad Blood. So I'm going to go with Liv Morgan to retain because of Dominic Mysterio. I think Dominic Mysterio is going to turn on Rhea Ripley. Not in that way he pervs. He's gonna cost her the match and intentionally this time. Not like before where he'd been trying to help Becky Lynch and Selena Vega and whoever else he was trying to help. This time it's going to be intentional. Liv Morgan's going to retain because of Dominic Mysterio. We got the co-main events here. This is my main event, not whatever the main event's going to be, what the actual main event is, but this is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. Now, if you know the story of this here, this goes back all the way to Survivor Series, where CM Punk returned at Chicago. We'll talk about Survivor Series in a little bit because there is some news on the Survivor Series, which was announced by Triple H. We were going to talk about that in just a little bit here. But Survivor Series 2023, we saw the end of the show. Team Cody Rhodes won, and CM Punk, who prior to this week was being told by a lot of people, by people at WWE, that the talent that he was not coming in at all. And one of those people was Drew McIntyre. CM Punk walked out. Drew McIntyre wasn't mad that CM Punk came back. He was mad that he was lied to about it, but he is a man, and he's going to make this work, and he's making this work. So, originally, going into WrestleMania, before The Rock decided to be a fucking bitch about it and take shit away from us, even though we got probably one of the best builds to WrestleMania in a long-ass time. It was supposed to be night one's main event was supposed to be Seth Rollins and CM Punk for the World Championship. CM Punk got hurt in the Royal Rumble, so what they did was it was off of a Future Shock DDT from Drew McIntyre, so they brought that into the storyline. So for weeks, since the Royal Rumble, for months, Drew McIntyre has been telling people that I injured CM Punk. I prayed for this and it happened. And then for months, he'd been going on social media, poking fun at CM Punk. And then we get to WrestleMania. CM Punk was on commentary for his match with Seth Rollins for the World Championship. McIntyre won. McIntyre won the title, got in the face of CM Punk, who was just minding his own business, calling the match. He said, "This is your moment. Why are you talking to me? This is your moment." Rubbing into his face. McIntyre walked away. McIntyre got his feet pulled from underneath him, by CM Punk. Punk is beating the hell out of him. That's when Damian Priest comes in and cashes in the briefcase, wins the world championship because CM Punk screws over Drew McIntyre. Part 1. Drew McIntyre is pissed about it. So we go to the following night is on Raw. We get I think it was it was either a 4-way or a triple threat match to see who would be getting the shot against Damian Priest at Backlash. Yet again, CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre a shot at the World Championship. That's strike number 2. We get to Glasgow, Scotland. Right? The main event, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest for the World Championship. The referee has been taken out here. We get a Claymore kick from McIntyre to Priest. McIntyre goes for the cover. We go into the referee coming up with a great fucking shot by Lee Fitting. Probably one of the best hirings WWE's had since fucking one of the few good hirings from what the fuck is his name? The dude, the president of Nick Khan and Triple H hiring Lee Fitting, because I do not miss Kevin Dunn's fucking stuff, camera cuts and shit. Anyway, we see a referee slide into the ring, hits the 1, the 2, and stops. And sure enough, it's CM motherfucking Punk again for the 3rd straight time, costing Drew McIntyre a shot or the World Championship match. Low blows McIntyre south of heaven by Priest, and Priest retains the championship. McIntyre is pissed at this point. Go to the next night of Raw, where, that was the debut of the Wyatt Six. McIntyre's like, I quit. And he does all this stuff here, right? So we get to Chicago. CM Punk is going to be on SmackDown because it's in Chicago, even though there's a Raw guy. Anyway. CM Punk is attacked by Drew McIntyre in Chicago. McIntyre takes the bracelet that has AJ Lee and Larry, the name of his dog, a Punk's dog, on it. Takes it with him, and he took a photo with his dog and his wife with the bracelet on. Good stuff, right? So Punk, who's pissed as hell, right? We get to Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre said he was going to win the briefcase and then cash in. He won the briefcase and he cashed in. And before he could even win the championship, once again, CM Punk beats the shit out of him, knocks him in the face with the world title, south of heaven. In this same match, by the way, because this is how Seth Rollins got involved. So, it became a triple threat match. Priest pins Drew after the head to the championship that they had by Punk, and Punk screws over McIntyre again, but he also screws over Seth Rollins, who is pissed at this point. And we get this thing of Rollins is gonna, and when you heal, I'm gonna do all that stuff here. So then last week, the match is made official. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, SummerSlam. And then Adam Pearce says, well, I have a referee problem. And out comes Seth Rollins, and we found out Seth Rollins is going to be the referee of this match. And this is how we got here. This is so much similar, in a way, to SummerSlam 1997. How do we get the same finish from 1997? Because Drew McIntyre should win this match. I know a lot of people are saying, well, CM Punk should win his first match back. I'm like, no, we shouldn't, because the feud does not call for him to win the first. If this is going to be a program going into October, a program going all the way into October, their first match, the heel should win. In his mind, the justified heel. Now, how we get there? Well, there's a few. I don't think any spitting is going to be involved here, but I think Punk is going to do some stuff in this match that's going to push. CM Punk's going to do something to push CM Punk over the edge. He's going to do something. Punk is that's going to push Rollins over the edge, and Rollins is gonna strike Punk with either a chair or his fist or whatever. He might even do a curb stomp to him, and it's gonna give Drew McIntyre the win. And Punk is gonna be pissed. Now, what I want to done here is because why is Seth Rollins getting being the referee? Is what I want to know. Like, I want to know if Rollins was given the referee spot, so that, you know, if I call it right down the middle, I get a championship match or something along the lines there. We don't know that, but what I think is going to happen here, because I don't think they're going to waste Punk Rollins at Berlin. I think they're going to do a triple threat match at Berlin or something along the lines, because one way or another, Hell in a Cell is the destination for Rollins, Punk, and Drew at Bad Blood. But I'm going with Drew McIntyre here to get the win because Seth Rollins gets pushed over the edge by one CM Punk. And I'm hoping CM Punk escapes this match without injuries, and I hope it's really, really good. Because CM Punk hasn't had a great match. Well, actually, that's not true. His last good match on pay-per-view, on television, was the match with Samoa Joe at All In. So, but Drew McIntyre is great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in reality he's going to try his best to protect CM Punk so Punk doesn't get legitimately hurt, because we don't need that. We don't need CM Punk getting hurt again going into the fall and all that stuff there. Main event. Bloodline rules. After it was made official, that's going to be Bloodline rules. Solo Sikoa challenging Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. I'm gonna stress this right now. Cody Rhodes is 100%, 98% win, 99.999% winning and retaining the WWE Championship. There's always that 1% chance that Solo Sikoa wins, but it's not. We're about to have some shenanigans take place on this match, in this match right here. I think we're going to see Randy Orton get involved, hit a couple RKOs on Jacob Fatu and Gorillas of Destiny. Same thing with Owens hitting a few stunners and pop-up power bombs and whatnot. I could see the same thing happen here. But the key thing here is we might see Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, more specifically Jimmy Uso, maybe get involved here. But the real surprise here is going to be Roman Reigns, because here's what's going to happen. Solo Sikoa thinks he's going to have it all, set up here, because you're going to have Tama Tonga taken out. Tonga Loa is going to be taken out. Jacob Fatu is going to be officially taken out, leaving Cody down on the mat with Solo Sikoa getting ready to do the Samoan Spike. Or maybe he might even try to do the spear. And then you hear the first note of the Tribal Chiefs theme music. And when that music hits, that fucking stadium is going to lose their godforsaken damn mind. How fitting is it? Well, I'll talk about what I was about to say in a second here. Roman Reigns is going to come out spear the living fucking shit out of Solo Sikoa, and he's going to help Cody Rhodes retain the championship. Cody has already acknowledged Roman Reigns twice. Roman Reigns, I believe, now will have earned, or not earned, Cody would have now earned the respect of Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is giving the same respect back to him on Saturday night. How fitting is it that for the last, what was it? Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see my calculator here. For about 4 years, it took 4 years for Vince McMahon tried to get this man over as a babyface, and nobody fucking wanted it. Meanwhile, turn this man heel, give the reins to Triple H. Triple H, at the end of all of this, has given Roman Reigns is now one of the most over baby faces on the entire roster. He's about to be the top baby face. I love Cody Rhodes, but unfortunately, his spot as the top baby face is gonna go to Roman Reigns, and I think Cody Rhodes is fine with that. This does not mean that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes should be teaming with each other. Cody Rhodes should be doing something else following SummerSlam. Oh my God! I have a little Randy Orton. I don't know. I had a RKO bug in my throat there. Kevin Owens. Man, I don't know what all that was about. Anyways, but yeah, Cody retains because some help from Roman Reigns. That is my predictions, my updated predictions for SummerSlam. We got some news though when it comes to the big four here. It was announced by Triple H on Wednesday, or Thursday actually, that Survivor Series is coming to Canada once again. Survivor Series WarGames. Let's talk about Survivor Series. And how many times has Survivor Series actually been in Canada? So let's look here. So Canada. So obviously Montreal, first time in 1997. Let's look at it again. 2016 in Toronto. 2019. Again, it was in 2019. It was not in the Ulster area. Then what are you fucking talking about? Was it? Okay, maybe it was. So Survivor Series has only been okay, let me read that again. Hold on a second. So Montreal in 97. And then again in 2016 in Toronto. And then again this year. So other than that, there's only been 2 times that was in Canada, and that was for 97 and 2016. And this year, it's going to be taking place in British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada, at Rogers Arena, which I believe Rogers Arena can hold up to how many people? The full capacity is like, for concerts it's like 19,000 people. Can hit maybe some of that stuff here. But yeah, Survivor Series 2024 WarGames. I'm kind of a little upset. So that's not going to be called like Fall Brawl or something like that. But that is one of the updates here. Also, Michael Cole announced on The Ringer that he resigned with WWE. He's going to be with WWE for a long, long time, and good for him. Ever since Triple H took over, and ever since Vince McMahon got off of his fucking ear, he has been a great addition. He's been fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what he does going forward. He might step back a little bit after Joe Chester does come in officially, which might be like post SummerSlam. We'll see what he does. I personally would have him on one of the matches for SummerSlam and see how he does when it comes to calling a wrestling match. So we'll see. What's coming up on the channel? Obviously, we've got SummerSlam tomorrow, which is going to be on all platforms. YouTube, obviously YouTube, Spotify, Audible, Pandora, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. And then the Pile Driver Pulse, which is not going to be on YouTube. We'll talk about some other stuff. We'll talk about the Britt Baker, MJF debacle going on there. We're going to talk about Marty Gold, so all that stuff there going on. The 5-star Grand Prix. We're going to go over how many shows are going to be streamed, because that's going to be next weekend, by the way. Looking forward to that. Start of the 5-star Grand Prix. The stuff for Julia's farewell tour of Japan, as well as some other things. We're also going to go over Dynamite, which is all right. I didn't really care for Dynamite this week, if I'm being completely honest here. I watched half of it. I caught the main event of Darby Allin and Hangman Page, but that was about it. I'm not watching Collision tomorrow, regardless if there's a 3-hour pre-show. Why the fuck do I need to watch Collision for? So yeah, I think that's about it of things I need to cover this weekend. If anything else comes out tomorrow, I will let you guys know. Oh, there is actually some news on CM Punk. He was on, not First Take. It was in one of the other ones. It was a interview where he was asked about the All In footage being aired, and we'll talk about that on Sunday as well. And some other things as well. So yeah. I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Until then, we're out.
Super